On the 3-minute call, between 1 minute and 55 seconds and 2 minutes and 22 seconds, there's discussion about what Relli thinks Rocky was on Rocky's rap sheet, and that he assumes that Rocky has a rap sheet. And also that Rocky buys people off. I don't want the jury hearing anyway.
I did take that out.
Good.
Do you know, you say the 3 minutes, do you know what that the number was?
1 minute and 55 seconds to 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Then that's all my concern on that one. Then there's the one, I think it's the longest one. It's 7094. It's between 5 minutes and 25 seconds and 6 minutes. Relli's talking about the potential sentence. I don't want the jury hearing that. And then beginning at 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Beginning 8 minutes and 15 seconds. There's discussion about that white people will see what Rocky knows and doesn't know, what Rocky knows and doesn't know, and then there's also his feelings about Rocky. I especially don't want the jury to hear about about the white people. Race have no role in this whatsoever. The rest of that tape is pretty innocuous.
Hold on, Your Honor. He's checking to see.
I just want to verify, Mark, all that's out. We can't unring this now. What's happening?
Yeah, I want to know that that's
So
taken out.
I can say for sure the white people comment was taken out.
Good. What about the potential sentence?
Do you have an example?
5 minutes and 25 seconds to 6 minutes.
I think what he's asking, Your Honor, is because the times are changed, because he's had to edit what he's asking for, if you know a little.
Oh, it changed.
It changed like 19 years or something like that.
I think he's something about a minimum of this and a maximum of 25 years.
Okay, yeah.
He also mentions that attempted murder, and it's not attempted murder.
You're saying looking at anywhere from 14 to like 20 something years?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Is there a mention of attempted murder?
I might have let it in.
It's not attempted murder. If you can't find it,
I took out the
years are out.
Do you want me to sit with them and show them?
That would be comforting.
Okay, that's really all I was concerned about.
Just on those two transcripts?
He talks about on the third transcript, he talks about his feelings about Jabari, he talks about his calls and his texts that were exchanged prior to the incident. I think it's pretty innocuous.
I'm definitely not trying to ring bells that can't be unrung. If they want to sit down, I can show them exactly what I redacted.
All right, go ahead.
It's just going to take a second.
And Your Honor, I don't think this was put on the record. I think I said it in court, but it has been discussed in the media, not by Mr. Dacquina, but simply by commentators who have said that this defendant is convicted, he's looking at getting 24 years. That's absurd. The people have always said that we would not be seeking, and we would have no grounds for seeking the maximum sentence in this case. What we have said is we talked about a sentence originally. Or we're willing to give probation and suspend time. If he's convicted, what we're going to be asking for is probably going to be about 8 years in state prison. So we will not be looking at that. As the court's aware, he would serve about 2/3 of that. I just want to make sure that we don't have this misinformation being spread, because it's not accurate.
Now, can you tell the jury as usual we're
Yes, sir.
taking care of logistics?
Yes, sir.
logistical issues. All right, so we're going to take a witness out of court. Is he here?
Yes, he is.
Oh, APD, oh, okay.
Nice to meet you.
Just a couple.
No, let me just finish it. How's that?
Take the white. Just one.
Are there more problems?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes, one.
All right, why don't the two of you discuss it? If you can come to an agreement, then I don't need to get involved. Let me ask you, I hate to have the jurors wait outside. Can you give me an idea how much longer it might be before?
So I just highlighted all the changes that I made in this one. I can bring it up if the court wants to. Ellie, did you take the one that I highlighted? Oh, I have it. You want to approach so you can see?
Why don't you come on up and show me what's been taken out and what is still objection?
Wes, do you have the highlighter? Or he has it?
Yeah, up here is.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, hold on.
People agree with that?
Yes.
All right. All right, defense, call your witness.
Okay. Nora, Mr. Hayes calls Wally Sajimi. Sajimi?
Sajimi.
Go ahead,
If you don't mind, just raise your right hand for us. Thank you. Okay. You solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending for this court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God. May you please take a seat on the witness stand. Make it you and Miguel right. Please state and spell your name for the record.
Wally Sajimi, Wally Sajimi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Stone.
Hello.
What do you, sir, what do you do for a living?
I run a technology software agency where we build website software for clients, musicians, creatives, brands, direct-to-consumer brands. Yeah.
And have you done work in that capacity for Rocky?
Yes.
Okay. Have you also, and by the way, do you work for Rocky?
No, I have my own business.
Okay. So you do consulting work?
Yes, consulting.
Did an individual that you know as Relli also ask you to do work for him?
Yes.
And same capacity as a consultant as well?
Correct.
All right. Now, do you have any, just let's get this out of the way. Do you have any personal knowledge of the facts of this case one way or another?
No.
Okay. After Rocky's arrest in this case, and fair to say you're friends with Rocky, right?
Yes.
Okay. After Rocky's arrest in this case, did Relli ask you to do anything for him?
Yes, he did.
What did he ask you to do?
A number of things, but he really wanted to boost his social media presence with certain articles from his case.
Okay. In particular, do you remember any?
It was a long list, but they were high publications.
TMZ.
TMZ, Rolling Stone, High Society, Complex, so on and so on.
So, Mr. Ephron, obviously, contacted you and asked you to promote these articles for his social media presence.
Yes, for his further, to boost his social media as well, yeah.
And that was articles about this case.
Correct.
Okay. When did, just refer to as Relli for the purpose of this conversation, when did Relli, that's how you know him, by the way, right?
Correct.
When did Relli last call you?
Just last week on my birthday when I was in Paris, Thursday.
Thursday, the January 30th?
Yeah, around 9 p.m. in Paris, so if I do the math, it's probably 12 noon here.
Okay. And have you been following this case?
Yeah, I've been watching it.
Okay. And on that day, on that Thursday, did you see anything particular about this case on Thursday when you watched?
Yeah, just my name being brought up against lies, fabrication, just not the truth. So,
Well, what in particular did you hear and who did you hear from?
Relli specifically.
What did he say?
Recordings were fake. Recordings were not him, not I. And I'm a pretty private person, so when people lie on my name, it kind of gets me upset. So yeah.
Okay. Now, did Relli send you any articles about this case in the
Yes.
last 6 months?
Yes.
Okay. And on October 17th of 2024, did he send you an article about Judge Arnold?
Yes.
On December 24th, 2024, did you send you a Daily Mail article entitled "Rihanna Fears Heartbreaking Consequence of A$AP Rocky's Trial with a
Yeah, I
Smiley
don't
Face"?
understand the relevance of these questions about specific.
Did we ask that? December 27, 2024, did Relli send you an article from the Daily Mail entitled "Rihanna Fears Heartbreaking Consequence of A$AP Rocky's Trial with a Smiley Face" next to it?
Yes.
To be here today, so where are you coming from?
Paris, France.
Okay. And what were you doing in Paris, France?
Grabbing meetings, doing business deals, trying to invest in this new tech startup.
Okay. So you're there for work?
Yes.
You don't live there?
No.
Okay. You live where?
New Jersey.
When did you get here in Los Angeles, sir?
Last night, late.
Okay. And why did you come here?
Really clear my name, tell the truth. Again, I just hated seeing my name tied to, lies and untruthful words.
And did it concern you as far as your professional reputation that this guy was accusing you of doctoring and making up recordings?
Yes.
Would you ever do that?
No, never. I'm not there yet with the technology, I would say. So yeah.
But even if you were there, would you
Yeah,
do that?
no, I would never. It's not honest, right? Yeah.
Did you make recordings of conversations with Relli?
Yes.
How many recordings did you make?
2. About in 2022, I believe the dates were, I forget the April date, but mid-April and then August 15th-ish. Yeah.
Now you said mid-April, that's based on your recollection, right?
Yeah.
I think the metadata may actually say May, but around April, May
Yeah,
of 2022?
Yep.
Okay. And then August of 2022, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And those are the 2 conversations you recorded?
Yes.
Okay. Did you give those recordings to Rocky?
Yes.
Okay. And first of all, why did you give them to Rocky?
I think it was just conversations he needed to hear.
And why do you think he needed to hear them?
because they're about him, and a lot of it seemed just suspicious, talking about monetary things.
And when did you send them to Rocky?
As soon as I finished the conversation.
Now, when you sent those recordings, did one of the two recordings, did you have to split one of them into two files because of the size?
Yeah, you can't really send certain data, or if the file size is too big, you gotta cut it down to send it. So
Sir, how did you get here today?
I took a plane, commercial plane.
Last night
Yes,
from Paris?
yes,
And are you going back later today?
yeah, a few hours.
Okay. So that's a one-day turnaround,
Yeah, actually,
just to be here?
yeah.
Who paid for the cost of your ticket?
Damien Branderson,
Damon Branson, that's Rocky's entertainment
entertainment
attorney.
lawyer, yeah.
And that means Rocky probably paid for the cost of your ticket, correct?
Possibly.
Yeah. And did you meet us, myself, Mr. Siegel, Mr. Kaplan, any of the people at the defense table, Mr. Antonio, us for the first time ever this morning?
Prior to this, no.
No. When,
This
was the
morning,
first time?
yes.
This
This
morning
morning, yes.
was the first time you ever met any of us?
Correct.
Okay. Did we ever speak before this morning?
No.
Okay. This morning, did we play recordings?
Correct. Yes.
And what were those recordings?
There were the recordings that I took.
And by the way, let's step back for a second. You mentioned Damien Branson, Rocky's entertainment attorney. What was the first time you ever heard from him?
Just recently while I was watching the tapes.
Was it when this individual Relli was testifying about you doctoring tapes?
Correct. He wasn't the only one contacting me about just a lot of
Right,
but
but
yeah.
non-responsive.
Sustained, sustained.
Okay. Was when he called you from sure.
You want some water? Oh, you have one?
Sorry.
Do you have enough in there?
I have one.
You're okay? Sure?
I think there's something that's contributing to allergies.
Yep.
Air vents.
The air vents, I think, wrong with the allergies. I just want to give her a second.
Yeah.
I do have that.
You want to, you okay? Do you want to go in the back and get rid of the cough?
No, we've got
Oh, we have cough drops too. We have to give cough drops.
Would you like a cough drop from both the prosecution and the defense?
Ours are better.
I have a cough drop. Thank you so much. Appreciate that water as well. I took a lot of medication as well.
No, you have nothing to be sorry about.
I'd like to sit off for a second, please.
What's that?
Could I sit off for a second?
Of course.
That way, because I...
Oh, you want to step out?
Yes, please.
Alex? Oh, Alex, okay. Go to the door there, Alex. You'll be out. Go ahead and cut the camera while we're waiting.
I have my water also. Okay, sure.
I was
concerned. I know. Mr. Sajimi, so you said Mr. Granderson, Damien, practiced entertainment lawyer for the first time on Thursday,
Correct.
after what you saw on TV occurred in this case.
Correct. The past few days,
You
yeah.
were accused of making a false statement.
Correct.
Before that, have you heard of anyone from Rocky's defense team?
No.
Okay. And no one ever told you he intended on calling you, correct?
No.
But then you saw on television, you were accused of doctoring up tapes, correct?
Correct. I didn't want to know there.
And I can object on any leading question, but I'll just ask it. Could not be.
Yeah, it's right, it's leading, same.
A little less, I'll try not to be here, but an effort would be appreciated.
So, recordings, I think I asked this, I'm not sure, before we broke. Did we play for you the recordings this morning? The two recordings?
Correct.
Yes, okay. And what were those two recordings?
Conversations with Relli and I.
The May 2022
Yes,
and August
and
2022? And by the way, where were you when you made those recordings?
In New Jersey, my apartment.
Okay, and did Relli say where he was?
In New York.
And I'm going to show you the three recordings, to show you the screen of three. By the way, when I say I'm going to show you the three recordings, did you videotape the recordings?
Yes.
Okay. So you audio recorded the recordings, but you videotaped.
Yeah, I believe video is just better to capitalize on, or just capture everything. Okay. Your video with audio, it's hard to falsify, I guess.
Okay. So we'll show you. Will you show?
Just the next exhibit.
Yes, Your Honor.
Q's and Queen. Is there a transcript?
Three recordings, but you only
Two
need
recordings.
two incidents, but you mentioned three, but one of them is a combination,
It's a split.
a split. I just want to make it so it's clear. We're only talking about two
Two recordings. May and August.
Yes.
2022.
Is there a transcript of the first?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm just identifying them first. I'm not playing them. I just want to make sure we identify them. Okay. So take a look at that one. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And what do you recognize that to be?
It's my recording of my conversation with Relli and I.
The first one from May of 2022?
Correct.
Okay. That is, we have it marked as exhibit
Q.
Q. All right. I'm going to show you another one, another video screenshot.
Yes, same exact thing. Conversation with him and I.
And that is that the one from August.
Correct.
And by the way, what makes you know that that's the one that you had with Relli from looking at it?
How I save people's numbers, I usually put your entire government name and your nickname as well, so I can remember.
And that's what you have on that screen there?
Correct.
Okay. That would be, what is that? R. Okay. That's the defense R.
Good. All right, if you're marking that now, are you going to play Q?
Snippets of it. Yes.
All right. The part that you're going to play of Q, the transcript of that should be R.
Okay.
The August call
Yes.
should be S and Sam.
Okay. The first August call, because there's one August call that was sent to Rocky in two files. So the first one will be S's and Sam, the one he just identified. And the transcript portion of that would be,
T is in Tom.
okay. And then the third one, which is again the same call from August 2022, is that the screenshot of that, sir?
Yes.
And again, same thing?
Correct. Same thing. I videoed it between Relli and I.
And whose name is on the screenshot?
Terell Ephron.
And that's that's the same call as the call before. It's part of the August 2022 call, but that's a second
Correct.
file.
Yeah.
The
Same
same
file.
So that would be
That's you.
you, Your Honor. And the transcript
All
for
right, that's the August 22nd call?
the second portion.
Second half. That's U as in Union.
Yeah.
The transcript, V as in Victor. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you recognize the records on the screen. I'm going to play snippet. Before I play the snippet for the jury, I want him, Mr. Sajimi, to identify the voices. Okay?
Sure.
That's the right way to do it. So listen to the recordings of voices and tell us if you recognize the voices. First, second, and third.
Yes, myself and Relli.
That's the first one? This is the second one, go ahead.
Yes, that's the second one, same thing. Yes, same thing. Identifying myself and Terell Ephron on the conversation.
Okay. You played all three? So you've identified all three of those tapes that we've identified as,
It is the tapes Q, S, and U.
offense Q, S, and U. You've identified all three as recorded conversations that you made from May of 2022 and August of 2022 of you and Terell Ephron.
Yes.
Okay. And you said you watched this proceeding of those ones you said were fake.
Yes.
Were they fake?
No, they're real.
You can't prove them in any way?
No.
Are those recordings a true and accurate recording of your conversation with Relli those 2 days?
Yes.
Okay. Did anyone ask you to make these recordings, by the way?
No, I did it myself.
Why did you do it?
I believe to protect myself and just document our conversations because he kept calling me numerous times, so I kind of felt unsafe, or I just wanted to protect myself.
And when he kept calling you numerous times, why did you feel the need to record these conversations? Was he giving you an impression?
Well, it was just weird, to be honest. I just felt uncomfortable.
Because you were not involved in this incident, correct?
No, I was just, I was not involved at all. I just wanted to really just mediate the situation, honestly.
Because you were friends with both.
Correct.
And you didn't take a side, did you?
No.
It is leading, it is sustained.
Okay. Were you friends with both of them?
Yes.
Did you take a side?
No.
All right, now I'm going to play you a few snippets here from the recordings. And again, these are questions that were asked.
Which, are you going to play Q, S, or U first?
Yes. I'm going to play Q, S, or U first. I'm going to play a snippet of S first, Your Honor. And again, these are short snippets. They're directly related to the question I asked Mr. Ephron.
All right, let's, Alex, can you distribute the transcript, which is T as in Tom?
Yes, sir.
You have two, Your Honor, by chance, so the same?
I have a, yeah, I think I have. You have an extra for, this is Jim? Sure, yeah.
Yes, okay. So we're going to play a snippet from that defense exhibit
This is S.
S. And again, by the way, before we play that, who called whom in these two calls?
He called me,
And,
and then I would call him back.
and when you recorded these calls, were you calling him back?
Correct.
Go ahead.
This is a later call, correct?
Yo, what's good, nigga? What's going on? Shit, man, where you at? Crib. What you want? Shit, man. I just hopped on the computer and shit. I was gonna submit them links and shit. You know which links you want to do, or you want me to just pick them shits? Yeah, it's shit ton. It's probably the one from Rolling Stone, all those other publications. Just pick the top ones, probably, right? Like TMZ, Rolling Stone shit. Mm-hmm. And then when I get it, I'm gonna throw you sign. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna just try to get that shit through, you feel me? Cause you got.
Okay. That was yourself and Mr. Ephron?
Yes.
Okay. Who's the one that was saying Rolling Stone?
Terell was.
And did you respond saying just pick the top one, something to that effect?
Yes.
And then after asking you to promote these articles on social media regarding this case, did he say he was going to throw you something?
Yes.
What did he say?
When I get it, I'm going to throw you something.
When I get it, I'm going to throw you something?
Yes.
Where did you take that from me?
I'm not sure. Maybe whenever he gets some type of money.
I'm going to call speculation, motion striking.
Speculation, sustain.
Okay.
I guess we're going to move on now to the second bit. From which recording is this?
It's from S also.
Exhibit S also. You're on the same exhibit, same transcript. Is there a page we should direct us on?
Page 10.
Page 10? Page 10. You can flip to page 10.
Does the jury have this?
Yes, you're on page 10, page 10. All right. Listen to this, please, and go ahead.
Like, who gets cool after somebody firing on you 5 times, bro?
That Mr. Ephron saying, who gets school if someone fired on you 5 times?
Yes.
The thing is, it's who gives school, not who gets school.
Okay. Who gives school? Gives school?
That's what the transcript
Whatever it says. The part I was really focused on was the someone fired on you 5 times. That he said that?
Yeah.
You? Okay, let's go on to the next one, which is a different exhibit.
Exhibit Q.
Different exhibit.
It's a transcript part. And this is still August 22nd.
No, this is, I think, May 22nd.
We just played August, that was August.
Right.
Right.
So now we're in May.
Now we're on to this one.
Just want to be passed out, is that correct?
Please.
So what was already played was August 22nd. This is
Right.
now May 22nd.
Right.
And by meaning August 2022 rather than 22nd.
Yeah, August 2020.
2022. On May.
All right. Okay.
Everybody have one? Transcript?
Can I have one?
Do we have one from Mr. Sajimi?
What page? Page 16, please, on the transcripts. Okay, go ahead. Play that.
For background of lawyer first court extortion, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? You ask for background of lawyer first court extortion, you feel me? You're gonna do everything accordingly. Everything accordingly, or it's gonna catch up with you.
Whose voice was that, sir?
Terell Ephron.
Did you make up those words?
No.
Did you spoof his voice and how
No.
those words? The next one is from the same recording,
Same recording, same transcript, page 13.
same recording, same transcript, page 13.
Just to be clear, this would be before, so you're going backwards in the conversation, is that correct?
No, it's the same one we just heard. This is the May 2022.
My question is, in terms of timing, is what you just played before or after in terms of timing?
It's earlier in the
It's
conversation.
early, sorry.
I just want to make sure that we're making clear when these are being played.
I'm suing this shit out of him. That was my game, and regardless, I don't give a fuck about no police, nigga.
Whose voice was that saying, suing the shit out of him? That was my game regardless. I don't give that's about the police.
Terell Ephron.
You didn't make up that voice. Did you?
No. Did not.
Did the computer generate that voice?
No.
Okay, next is from the August 2022 recording, which is exhibit again.
So exhibit U, it's the second portion of that recording with the transcript page.
We just asked, when you're going to be playing that chronologically, is this occurring after the time originally when you played?
Right, last was May, this is August, so we'll be after.
No, but you played part of the August call. I'm just trying to understand, is this, you played the August call before, is this part after, before?
It's after.
After the part you already played?
Right. Let's check at this.
Let's get the,
Yes.
you got the transcripts out?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. V is the transcript is V as in Victor. The recording is U as in U and after.
Okay, is there a page direct?
Page 5.
Page 5. Go ahead.
I already know. I'm in 30 M's.
Okay. What's that say? I already know. I'm getting 30 M's.
Terell Ephron.
And what do you understand 30 M's to mean?
$30 million.
And you alter that voice?
No.
Just a couple more. This is then we're done.
Same recording, same transcript, page 5. Continue to page 6.
Same recording, same transcript, page 5, continue on to page 6.
He's gonna have to deal with that and his political ties and everything else. Because once I walk away, when I get my cash, the case is way weaker. It's just like a domestic violence case. If you was to hit your bitch and your bitch was to keep on going through with the situation, you go down. But if you're not there, then you're going against the state and it's way weaker.
Okay. Whose voice was that, sir?
Terell Ephron.
And what did you understand what he was saying to you there?
objection, it's going to call for speculation. It's also irrelevant what he understood. His thought is not relevant.
Sustained.
Okay. That's fine. There's one last one. I'm going to ask you about what's the question they asked Mr. Ephron now. That's for you. So, same
recording, same transcript.
reporting, same transcript.
Page 6, continuing to page 7.
Page 6, continuing to page 7. Let's play.
If I'm not there, if he paid me out via my lawsuit, I'll walk away. Basically, and say it's illegal because I'll be on another island just relaxing. You get what I'm saying? They're going to be scrambling to find me because now they have to go against Rocky, the state. And here they have evidence and this, that, and the third, but it's not going to be the same when you present it to a jury and you don't have a complaining witness.
Mr. Sajimi, whose voice was it on that recording that said it's going to be hard for the DA to find me because I'll be going to another island just relaxing?
Terell Ephron, Relli.
And whose voice was it to say they have evidence, this, that, and the third, but it's not going to be the same when you present it to the jury and you don't have a complaining witness?
Terell Ephron, Relli.
Did you alter that recording?
No.
Did you superimpose his voice into there?
No.
Did you hear him say that that was fake?
Yes.
Was that fake?
No.
Okay, I have no further questions for the witness. Thank you.
You want a break? You okay? Everybody want a break? Everybody's good? All right. Mr. Rule?
Mr. Sajimi, would you agree that you are much closer to the defendant than you are to Relli, correct?
Fair to say.
And you do business with the defendant, right?
Sometimes.
How much money has the defendant paid you for your work in the past 3 years?
3 years? I don't recall.
Let's give an estimate.
I would say maybe 20,000 per year, so say 60,000.
And I would assume, is he one of the bigger names that you work with?
No.
He's not?
I work with a lot of people, a lot of brands, a lot of celebrities and names, yeah.
What was your income last year?
I have to look at it or ask my accountants, but income last year, let's say,
Objection.
around 85,000 possibly.
So if your income was 85,000, then even by your own estimate, he would have, his business would be about 25% of your income, correct?
No, like I said, we get paid by a lot of different people.
So that's what I'm telling you. You said you're estimating your income at 20 grand a year. I'm sorry, your income at 85,000 a year. You're saying he's giving you about 20 grand a year over the past 3 years. 20 grand is a little less than 25%.
Well, you asked me for my personal income, right? I didn't tell you what the business made,
Well,
right?
I asked you what, well, wait a minute, you said it's your business, correct?
Correct.
So would you agree that the defendant represents a substantial bit of income for you?
For me personally or my business?
For you personally?
No.
Well, if your personal income is $85,000 and he's giving you $20,000, you just don't consider $20,000 to be significant. Is that
He's
correct?
not paying me personally. He's paying my business.
So in the end, if he's paying, who owns your business?
I do.
So in the end, does the money go back to you?
Not all of it. I have employees.
So you say that he is a friend of yours, correct?
Correct.
How close of a friend?
Speak time to time, not often. Sometimes I don't hear from him.
How often do you talk to him?
Once every other month, possibly.
Once or so you're aware, I just want to back up. Fair to say that the defendant is a pretty big person within the rap world entertainment industry.
You can say that.
Well, I'm not asking if I'd say, would you agree to it?
Sure.
And would you agree that his girlfriend, significant other, she's even bigger than he is, right?
Sure.
For someone like you, would you agree that being in a good relationship with people like A$AP Rocky and Rihanna, that is a positive for your career? Is that right?
Well, I only do business with him. I don't do business with his significant
That
other.
wasn't my question, those were striking answer.
Sustained.
Listen to my question.
Sure.
My question is, would you agree that people like ASAP Rocky and Rihanna, given the business you're in, that getting in good with them is positive for your future business?
Sure.
And in fact, that's why as soon as, according to your testimony, as soon as you finished that call with ASAP Relli, you called the defendant, right?
Correct.
And in fact, it's fair to say, you did this call because you wanted to set up Relli to see what you could figure out, what might end up helping ASAP Rocky with this case, correct?
No.
So when you set this up, you said you wanted to video, you wanted to audio record. That sounds like you had some planning involved, correct?
I didn't set anything up. I was there to mediate the situation.
So you just decided that you were going to call him up, chat him up, and then immediately after that call, even though you only talked to him like every other month, you're like, yeah, I think I'll call ASAP Rocky up.
Well, he was calling me numerous times first.
Who was calling you, ASAP Rocky?
Really?
That's not what I asked you. Motion to strike. Yeah, you know what?
Just a minute, he misunderstood.
All right. Listen to my question.
Ask the question again.
What I'm asking you is, you're telling me you rarely talk to ASAP Rocky. You talk to him maybe every other month, right?
Correct.
But as soon as you spoke to Relli, the first thing you do is call him up and let him know, hey, here's what I got, right?
Correct. It's a situation between them two.
And you were looking to parlay your calling Relli to see if you can help ASAP Rocky and ingratiate yourself with him, correct?
No.
Well, let me ask you something. As you sit here today, would you agree that if ASAP Rocky is convicted, that very likely that's probably not going to be a positive for you and your income with respect to him?
No, I'll be fine.
That's not what I asked you. Listen to my question. If ASAP Rocky is convicted, you would agree that you might not be getting that 20 grand a year that you estimate you're making from him going
can't.
forward, correct?
Hold.
Objecting.
Grounds?
Thank you, sir. The first question was, it wouldn't be positive for you. He answered that.
That's not a legal objection.
Just state the legal
It's a different question. The first question was a different question than what you
It's
just
not a legal objection.
Just hold on.
Courtroom. It's a courtroom.
Read the last question.
Your Honor, we don't have a still objection.
Did you withdraw it?
No, I didn't listen to the It's misleading the witness. The first question that he answered was a different question.
That's not an objection, Your Honor. It's not a
I
legal
just did.
objection.
Objection misleading. There it
That's
is.
not a legal
Both
California
of you
objection.
stop. Both of you be quiet. Wait the question. And the answer.
Question, let me ask you something. As you sit here today, would you agree that if ASAP Rocky is convicted, that very likely that's probably not going to be a positive for you and your income with respect to him? Answer, no, I'll be fine. Question, that's not what I asked. Listen to my question. If ASAP Rocky is convicted, you would agree that you might not be getting the 20 grand a year that you estimate you're making from him going forward. That's when there was an objection.
It's a fair question.
You understand the question?
Objection's overruled.
Can you ask it again?
Sure. You testified that you're making approximately 20 grand a year. You said your income's $85,000 a year. I'm just asking, you would agree that if he gets convicted, you would agree that probably does not portend well for you with respect to continuing to get 20 grand a year from him, correct?
Sure.
Sure, is that a yes?
Yes. Technically, yes.
You would agree that no matter what actually happened in this incident, your motivation, your goal as you sit here is you don't want your friend to get convicted, correct?
No, my goal is to tell the truth.
That's not what I asked you. Do you agree that as you sit here right now, that whether or not the defendant committed this crime or not, you don't want him to be convicted?
technically, no, I don't want anyone to go to jail, so, no.
So what you're saying is that even if it is proven that the defendant assaulted the victim in this case with a firearm, you agree that you do not want him to be convicted, correct?
Objection.
Grounds.
It's a fair question.
Your Honor, again, he doesn't, he just says objection and then he gives no grounds.
All right, well,
Judge,
in
when you ask me
any
something-
grounds, it's overruled. So,
Okay.
so the question can be asked.
Ask again?
Please read the question back.
Question, so what you're saying is that even if it is proven that the defendant assaulted the victim in this case with a firearm, you agree that you do not want him to be convicted, correct?
No.
So a moment ago, you just said you don't want anybody to get convicted and go to jail. Now I've just asked you whether you want the defendant to be convicted, even if he committed a crime, and you said, no, I don't agree that I don't want him convicted. Which is it?
If he committed a crime, sure. Justice, right, needs to be served, so.
So as you sit here today, your position is you're just an unbiased person coming in here to do your civic duty.
Correct, I was friends with both of them, so.
Well, you weren't really good friends with Relli, correct? You're much closer to the defendant.
I was friends with him.
Well, you were much closer to the defendant, correct?
Correct.
You said you flew out here, is that right?
Correct.
I assume was that first class or business?
It was business?
Nice lie flat seats, I assume?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't there. So does sure mean that's what happened? What does sure mean?
Sure means yes.
Okay, if you can answer yes or no, and just make it easier with my question.
No problem.
Okay. So you flew out yesterday on a lie flat seat at the expense of the defendant and his lawyer, is that correct?
Correct.
And you came here not because you have any financial motivation, but because you simply want the truth to come out, is that right?
Correct. Because someone said the audio recordings weren't real.
So let me ask you something. What you just heard, those were snippets of approximately 30 minutes of conversation, is that correct?
Correct.
And during those 30 minutes of conversation, at any point in time, did Wally ever tell you that the shooting did not happen?
No.
Did he ever tell you at any point in time, you know what? Yeah, I'm trying to get his money, but I made the whole thing up.
No.
In fact, isn't it true that what he was telling you was that that man shot at him and really wanted to make sure that he got his for what happened? Is that correct?
That's what Relli said.
And you weren't there, is that correct?
No.
Correct?
Hold
Yeah.
on.
That was a double negative. You weren't there, were you?
No, I was not.
And you don't have any idea whether or not this incident happened or didn't happen.
No.
So here's my, did you ever ask Relli? Hey, I'm sorry, did you ever ask the defendant, hey, listen, this guy's saying you shot at him. You ever ask him what happened?
Objection relevance.
You ever ask him what happened?
I don't recall.
So you are having conversations with Relli, which you're taping, and then immediately calling the defendant to report what happened. And you're telling me you've never asked the man, hey, did you cap 2 rounds at him?
I said I don't recall.
Well, is that something you think you remember?
3 years ago, I don't recall.
So you're telling, I just want to make sure I understand this. Your testimony is, yeah, I'm recording him and I'm well aware of this situation that happened. And I've talked to the defendant about it. I talk to him every couple of months. But I've never asked him, hey, Relli's accusing you of shooting him. Did you do it? You never asked him that.
I don't recall, no.
Well, isn't it true? You didn't ask him that because you don't want to know the answer.
Objection, Your Honor. This state's testimony, say it doesn't recall.
It's cross-examination.
Yeah, it's a fair question.
Isn't it true that you didn't ask him that question because you don't want to know the answer?
Like I said, I don't recall, but I might have asked him.
So now you're saying you might have asked him if he shot Relli, but you don't remember the answer?
I said I don't recall me asking him that question, right?
So let me be clear. I want to know, has the defendant ever discussed with you anything about the shooting?
No.
So then your answer would be, if you ever asked him about it, would be a definite no, correct?
Sure, correct, son.
Then why is it a moment ago you just said, I don't know, I don't remember?
Because I don't recall.
Do you understand the difference between no and I don't recall?
Yes.
So, no, would you agree, would mean he absolutely never mentioned anything, and I don't recall would be, I'm not sure. Would you agree with those definitions?
We can agree to that.
And my question is, don't you think that as you're taping Relli for somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes, getting information about this incident and about what he intends to do, and then calling the defendant back immediately to report what happened, that you might have had a conversation with him about, hey, dude, what actually happened? Did you shoot the guy? You're saying that didn't happen, you never asked?
Never asked.
Are you curious?
No.
So you don't have any interest at all as to whether or not the defendant actually shot at Relli?
Does it make a relevancy objection again?
Sergeant Manager, please. And go on to another subject.
So, would you agree, your position is that you are talking to Relli and he is telling you about what he intends to do in terms of getting money from the defendant? Would you agree?
Yes.
Did you ever say to Relli during any of these calls that you recorded, hey Relli, how come you're getting money from him if the shooting never happened?
Never asked that.
Don't you think that would be a legitimate question to ask him?
No, I was just hearing his side of the story.
Well, in fact, you would agree that there is nothing that Terell has ever said to you, nothing, that in any way indicates that the shooting did not happen. You agree?
I agree.
Would you also agree that whatever efforts Relli makes after the shooting, however much money he asks for, whatever calls he makes, does that change what happened during the incident?
Objection. Improper question.
What's that?
Sergeant Manager.
Well, let me ask you something. I'm asking you. You're taping him and you're reporting that conversation to the defendant. I'm asking you, is there anything about Relli's statements about suing the defendant, trying to get $30 million, is there anything about those statements that you are aware of that changes what actually happened the night of the incident?
No, I think I answered that.
So would you agree that whether or not Relli sues for $1, $20 million, $100 million, $20 gajillion, that in the end, either the shooting happened or it didn't? Would you agree?
Yes.
And it's your further testimony that despite all that, you've never had one conversation or asked him one question, the defendant, about what actually transpired?
Objection is
Thank you.
How many calls in total did you record?
2.
2 calls? Now, you said that you were upset because the idea that Relli was coming into court, you said you were offended by his line. Is that correct?
Yes.
When you were taping his calls, did you know you were taping?
No.
Do you think that friends tape other friends' phone calls?
Sometimes they can.
I'm asking you. I'm not asking you physically. I assume, sir, that if somebody wants to record a call, I didn't ask whether it's technically possible. I'm asking, do you think that a friend records their friend's phone calls when that person doesn't know it?
With objection, he gave an answer with the song.
That's not a legal objection. It's not
Yes,
what
It's an
Yes,
objectionable
an
question. It's speculation, and what friends do is irrelevant. Ask another question.
You called Terell a friend of yours, correct?
Yes.
Do you think that it was being a friend of his to tape his phone calls without his knowledge?
Yes.
How was that being a friend to Terell?
Sometimes friends do things like that.
You mean sometimes friends betray friends by taping their calls and then calling other people to report what they found? Is that what you mean?
That's what we call betrayal.
Argumentative.
So, when is the last time that you had spoken to the defendant prior to immediately calling him after the May 2022 phone call?
I didn't talk to him.
What's that?
I said I didn't talk to him prior to Relli calling me.
No, so, well, you talked to him before, so I'm asking the last time. When did the last time been?
I'm not sure.
When is the first time? So, when did you first find out about the whole incident, the shooting? When did you find out?
From
about it?
Relli in 2022.
No, I'm not asking when you found out from Relli. When did you first hear about the shooting?
When Relli told me.
So you're saying you had never heard about this shooting that happened to your friend, ASAP Rocky, until May of 2022?
Correct.
So you're saying you speak to him every other month. You're aware that that shooting, that incident happened in November 2021, right?
Yes.
And you were saying that even though your friend was involved in a shooting, lead shooting, ASAP Rocky, you didn't hear about it for 5 months?
I heard about it from Relli first.
And you said the first time you heard about it from Relli was in May of 2022. That's what you just testified to, correct?
Yes.
So, when's the first time you talked to Relli after November of 2021?
I'm not sure.
Well, give me an estimate of when the last time you spoke to him was.
I said I'm not sure.
Well, here's my question. You would agree that the shooting involving ASAP Rocky, that was a big media event. Would you agree?
Yes.
Didn't you say, wait, what do you do for a living? Well, let me just get this right. You basically work on people's boosting their media profile, correct?
It's not what I do for a living.
What do you do for a living?
I'm not sure if you heard, but I run a technology agency and we build websites, software for brands, creatives, artists, musicians.
Right, and you testified, quote,
And part of that, if you want me to get into it, sometimes people offer things like Relli did to help with their social media.
you are very involved in the rap and entertainment world, correct?
No, I'm not. I'm not a rapper. I don't make music. I don't produce beats.
That's not what I asked you.
You asked if I'm involved in the rap.
Are you involved in working with individuals in the music, rap, and entertainment world?
No. Might be 10%, 20% of my client list.
So it's 10% or 20% of your client list, but ASAP Rocky is approximately 20 to 25% of your income. I just want to clarify, is that correct?
You said, is my client list rappers or in the music industry? Repeat the question.
So here's what I'm asking you. You're telling me you've never heard of this incident until May of 2022.
Until Relli told me.
You're telling me that Relli is contacting you saying he wants you to boost his media profile and he's naming outlets like Rolling Stone magazine, correct?
Yes.
So wouldn't it be your job to be monitoring what's going on in the media with individuals that you're talking to?
No, it's not my job.
So let me ask you something. Your sworn testimony is, Relli told me about it for the first time in May 2022. That's the first I heard of this shooting, correct?
Yes.
Let me ask you, given what you do for a living, does that sound reasonable to you right now?
Yes.
So let me ask you something all at the sidebar. This doesn't need to be on the record. Concerns of schedule. Come on up, please. Mr. Sajimi has a flight out tonight. Can we go well past 4:30? Is there anybody who could not go till 5:30 tonight? And it's merely to accommodate his flight. We want to try to get finished with him today. Is that okay with everybody? Anybody? Is that okay with everybody? Kathy's willing, everybody's willing to stay, but I don't want to, if one of you has a commitment, I don't want to interfere with your lives. If Mr. Sajimi wasn't fine, you're going back to Paris?
Yeah.
And when's your flight?
6:30.
6:30
Yes.
tonight? 6:30 p.m.?
Yes.
You know,
I think there's one that we had on hold for, I think, 8-ish.
That might be a lot better. All right. Again, I apologize to you all, but I want to get finished. We all want, yes.
Can I
39?
make a quick phone call for my ride?
I can't hear you.
Can I just make a quick
Of
phone
course.
call?
Why don't we take a break now? Kathy, if you all can stretch your legs. If you want to make a phone call, make a phone call. Let's resume at 10 minutes to 4.
Your Honor, clearly, could the JA inquire just privately? I'm guessing it might be difficult for the jurors to I'm just hoping that we inquire in a more private setting so they're able to.
If you can't do it, can you please let me know? It's okay. I know this is a big ask. Don't be shy. I'm seeing no hands. I'm going to assume that everybody is on board. All right. 10 to 4, folks. You let everybody know. That's it.
Equals 28. It's a DVD that has 3 audio recordings on it.
Are these the phone call?
Yes.
All right, the DVD is 28.
Okay, and then the first call that we're going to play is the May 12, 2022 call with the court redactions, and so the transcript of that will be 29.
Your Honor, can the jury be instructed that they are not to try and speculate what was redacted, what wasn't redacted? They're only supposed
Yeah, I had told you earlier that there are things in the transcripts that have been taken out. The things that have been taken out have no bearing on any decision you have to make. So that's why I didn't take it. What's being provided to you is what will assist you in your decision.
Well, we pass now. I'll ask a couple of questions first. Mr. Sajimi, have you actually heard the full recordings of what you turned over?
Yes.
When's the last time you heard them?
This morning.
This morning. So you heard them in their entirety, is that correct?
Correct.
Would you agree that what the defense played was a tiny snippet overall, those recordings?
Yes, the recording was 30 minutes. Played, 3 minutes? So, yes.
And I just want to be clear. Even on the part of it, whatever part was edited that the jury isn't going to hear, at no point in time did Relli ever say to you, or imply, or infer, that the shooting did not happen. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Would you agree that in every interaction you've had with him, however many there are, since the incident occurred, that he has always been very clear in his position that the defendant shot at him and that he was hit?
Yes.
All right, we're going to play these. To make it easy, you would agree that when the defense played you the calls, they started with them out of order. The first snippet they played was from August, and actually your first call was in May. Is that correct?
May, June, July, August is the correct order of dates, correct? Yeah.
Well, when you say May, June, July, August, I thought we only have 2 dates.
I'm giving you the sequence of dates, right?
Well, okay,
Of
no, I'm
months, right? So-
You know, so let me just inquire. I'm a little confused what you just said. So my understanding is there are only 2 calls, one in May
Correct.
and one in August. Is that right?
Yes.
But you just said May, June, July, and
Let me
August.
correct myself. I'm giving you, you asked me, was May before August? I said yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
right? So May,
understood.
June, July, August is the
Got it.
sequence of dates.
So,
Yeah.
understood. So, I'm just making clear, we're now going to play this. What we're going to play, you would agree, this is chronologically, meaning this is the first of the recorded calls. Is that right?
Yeah.
And before we start, it's your position that Relli called you and you called him back all ready to record. Is that right?
Yes.
Prior, when he had called you, at that point in time, you didn't know what he was going to say, correct?
No, it was just a lot of calls.
Right, but so what I'm saying is at the time he calls you, in May, you don't know about the shooting.
No.
Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So the first time you find about the shooting is during the May 2022 call, and because you don't know what he's going to be talking to you about, you have no idea why there was going to be any value in recording him. Is that right?
No, but there was a numerous amount of missed calls, kept calling me, so.
Here's what I don't understand. Why, if you don't know anything about the incident, anything about the allegations, why are you taping a call with your friend?
Just to protect myself, and just to have just oversight.
Why would you need to protect yourself from a friend when you know nothing about any incident that he was involved in?
Seemed weird.
So you're saying you got repeated calls from somebody, your friend, Relli. You didn't know what it was about, and so your response to getting repeated calls from him was to go, you know what, I'm going to call him back, and I think I'm going to tape him and not tell him. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're saying that was done because you felt you needed to protect yourself. Is that right?
Correct.
What were you protecting yourself from?
Just whatever was said. I mean,
So do you typically, when you get missed calls, do you call people back and you record them?
they're being weird, yes.
What is weird about a missed call?
10 missed calls in 2 minutes, weird.
So when you say if someone's being weird, you didn't talk to him, correct?
No, but there might have been text too, but I don't remember.
Mr. Lewin? It's time to move on.
All right, let's play. I want you to listen to this. I'm going to ask you questions about it. when it's done.
And Your Honor, when we get to the last page, it didn't print out, so I will pull it up on my computer.
So there's a page 16?
There is.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have.
No one has it. That's why I said I'll pull it up on my computer.
All right.
Should be on the screen.
All right, I'm going to start the recording. And the file name is IMG_0786 redacted.
This is the May 12, 2022 call.
Yes.
Yo, bro. You. Shit, Rose, my bad. I'm in my girl shit bed, so. Yeah. What you doing? Shit. In the crib.
trying to pick sides and shit. I thought you don't know anything that's happening.
Like I said, there might have been texts prior.
No, what you testified to, sir, was that the first time you ever heard anything about that incident was when Terell called you. And I'm reading this, and it says, quote, you know, I'm not trying to pick sides and shit. So I want you to explain to me, if you didn't know about it before this call, what in the heck is that comment about?
Objection, Judge. Argumentative.
Sustain his speech.
Please explain what you meant by, you know, I'm not trying to pick sides and shit if you did not have any prior knowledge of the incident.
Just trying to mediate the situation, that's what I meant.
How can you mediate a situation that you know nothing about and you've never heard of?
Like I told you, I might have received the text from him, so yeah.
Do you recall me asking you, prior to the break, 3 different times, and again after the break, whether you had heard anything about the incident until you talked to Terell on May 12, 2022, and you responded each time, no, this was the first time I heard of it. Do you recall responding to that? Sorry, Ron. It's loud because this court knows I can't hear, so my apologies.
Yes, but I thought you were specifically talking to the phone call, so yeah.
Wait a minute, can you repeat that, please?
You can repeat your question, I'll answer it.
So what I'm asking you is, I asked you 4 different times before the break and 1 time after the break. I confirmed the first time you had ever heard anything about this shooting incident that happened in November was during the May call, this call, with Relli. And yet the first thing you say is, you know, I'm not trying to pick sides and shit. And then you say, in testimony today, I was trying to mediate. So my question is, how can you be talking about not picking sides and about mediating when you never heard of what happened?
I think I answered this where I think I received text as well. So, yeah. And what I mean by picking sides is trying to mediate the situation.
So when you say you received texts, so are you now changing your testimony and saying, yes, I knew about this incident beforehand?
Objection. Argument.
Repeat the question?
Are you now saying, yes, I was aware of the incident from November of 2021 prior to this phone call?
I'm not sure. 3 years ago.
Well, I want you to take a look. Look at the transcript. I want you to look at page 2, and I want you to read again to yourself, and I want you to read starting at line 8 to line 11, and tell me if now you understand whether or not.
Yeah, I think I get your question, and my answer again is, I believe, I'm not sure if I received, I think I received text messages about this situation, so, yeah.
So you're saying you decided to keep, you recorded these calls. Did you save those text messages?
I'm not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure? Do you have those text messages today?
Probably not, and your definition of I'm not sure is,
Mr. Lewin, are you going to play the rest of the...
I don't know.
I am, but I'm taking them one at a time, and then I'll start playing again.
All right, let's...
I think it's easier to hit each point as it comes up.
You hit this one a lot.
Well, Your Honor, I'm trying to get, he just now said that there are text messages he believes. What do you believe was said in the text messages?
I don't remember.
Well, so obviously, if you knew about it, that would have meant that Relli would have had to have told you what happened in these texts, correct?
Possibly.
Well, when you say possibly, will you at least concede that you knew about the incident, given what you said, prior to you recording the conversation?
Can't confirm that, but I'm not sure.
And let me ask you again, since your memory's a little hazy, is it, as you sit here, maybe you think you might have talked to the defendant about it sometime between November and May?
No.
So what would be your rush, sir, right after you talked to Relli, to call the defendant, if that was the first time you ever heard anything about the alleged shooting, the lawsuit, what made you immediately pick up the phone and call Rocky?
I think I answered this. I was trying to mediate the situation, so I sent it over to him.
All right, who can you play?
Picking sides, that nigga 100% crazy and wrong. 100% wrong. And he got 12-year ills mixed up. Bro, I'm not, you gotta understand, Rocky been on his high horse for a very long time, you feel me?
Would you agree, sir, that during this little section, that Relli is basically telling you, he is saying that the defendant was 100% wrong, and then he got 12 in ills mixed up in it?
I'm going to object.
Stand.
Do you agree that in that section, sir, as you listen to it, as you read it right now, that Relli is telling you that Rocky has basically done him wrong?
Or I'm objecting again.
The words speak for themselves.
Exactly.
What? Keep going. Push the play button.
Your Honor, I'm going
No, push the play button. Let's continue.
I'll do that, but again, I keep asking, he doesn't give grounds. We're lawyers. Lawyers give grounds. That's how law works in California.
I know how it works in California.
Well, Your Honor, I'm
Stop telling me how it works in California, how it doesn't work. No speaking objections. State the grounds, state objection and the legal grounds. Push the play button.
Doesn't do what he did. I don't have, he forced my hand, you feel me? I got over 20 missed calls between him. Why is Rocky going out his way to do anything like that? You get what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you're going to hear the story or whatever it is, but you got to look at it like this. Why is he going out his way to call me 20 times? Got ills and 12 with him, text messages saying link up, where you at? And all of this is because of I pressed him about Josh, him not doing right by Josh, and he spoke to Josh's mom and lied. You get what I'm saying? So I wrote him about.
Were you aware prior to Relli relating this information to you that there had been a pre-existing issue between Relli and Rocky regarding Josh?
No, I don't know based on Josh.
Did you know what he was referring to?
Not really, I don't know Josh. I didn't know Josh.
But you agree that ASAP Relli told you that he, in essence, pressed Rocky about Josh and about him not doing right by Josh and accusing Rocky of lying. That's what he told you, correct?
Yeah, he's telling his side of the story.
All right, please continue.
He hit to Bari later about that, but I'm with Bari. Bari got the phone on speaker. You get what I'm saying? This shit didn't fit well with me. So Rocky talks about me within that conversation because he sees I text him about Josh. You feel me? And told him taking ASAP out my name. This is 7 months ago. I took ASAP out my name. You feel me? He's a bitch. So he goes in and says, hey, Bari, because Bari influenced him a whole week later doing that complex car shit. You feel what I'm saying? Just so happened I'm with Bari while Rocky hits her. Rocky says my name. You get what I'm saying? Real Money, 12-year ills is at his house. I hit Real Money the next morning. Tell Real.
You would agree that is ASAP Relli telling you that basically he is present for a conversation where ASAP Rocky is talking to Bari and is saying negative things about Relli, correct? That's what that means, correct?
Objection, Warner.
Well, it's not clear, and I'm asking the witness because the witness understands how they speak to each
You've
other.
already indicated that you want a legal ground.
Let me give you
Mr. Takapita said objection. He's about to state the
I'm
legal
sorry,
ground.
Ryan.
It's irrelevant what he believes Relli meant. That's the same objection I got.
Sustained.
No, I'm not asking what
The
he
words speak for themselves. In final argument, you can put your interpretation on what was said. Mr. Takapita can do the same thing.
Your Honor, am I allowed to inquire the witness since they're speaking in a manner that is not necessarily easy for anybody to understand? I have to inquire him, what does that mean? I'm not asking,
But you're not asking what that means.
what does it mean?
What
What does what you just heard, where Terell tells you that just basically, and I heard you, but Rocky head, he looked like a bitch because Barry had him on speaker. Rocky didn't know who else heard that conversation, but I heard him talk about it. And I told Rocky over the years, and if you have a problem with me, let me know. Stop rocking me to sleep. You feel me?
I can't tell you what he means. You need to ask Terell.
I think it might be helpful if Mr. Sajimi had.
I have
Oh, you have it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
All right.
So you're telling me, listening to that, you didn't understand that to mean that there had been a phone call where Rocky had been talking bad about Relli, not knowing Relli could hear it, and the authority had been involved. That's not what you understood that to mean?
He's telling the side of the story, so sure. Yeah.
No, I didn't ask you whether it was true or not. I asked you, is that what Relli told you?
Yes, I'm on the other side of the phone call.
Okay. All right, keep playing.
I heard Rocky bitch ass tell him I don't fuck with him. Woo-dee-woo, woo-dee-woo, you feel me? No fighting words, none of that. Just basically, nigga, I heard you. But in Rocky's head, he looked like a bitch because Barry had him on speaker. Rocky don't know who else heard that conversation, but he know I heard him talk about me, and I told Rocky over the years, nigga, if you have a problem with me, let me know. Stop rocking me to sleep, you feel me? Yeah, I feel it. Boom, boom. Next thing you know, I guess that was enough for him. He felt like a bitch because he knew I heard that conversation. I was supposed to hear that conversation because Rocky never, ever, I never heard him say curse words or even have that type of energy towards me. You know what I mean? So now I know the real him. I tell real money, tell that nigga fuck him. You feel me? Boom, boom, boom. Shit is related to him. Next thing you know, I get over 20, 30 missed calls between him, Ills, and Rocky. Text messages. I'm staying at the Lowe's. I tell him, he calls me, I finally answer because I'm sleeping.
Did you take from that, as you heard it, that Relli was now telling you that there was a dispute between he and Rocky that also now was bringing in Ills as well, and that it had resulted in 20 or 30 missed calls between the defendant and Relli?
Judge, I'm objecting again for the same reason I object to court's relevant. What this witness torture words of the transcript.
Your Honor, it actually goes
Stop. Both of you, no speaking objections, don't debate. Do you know what this means?
I can't decipher what somebody, I'm hearing this side of the story, I can't decipher what they actually mean.
Okay, all right, go on.
So then, clear, I'm not asking you whether you believe it or whether it's credible. I'm simply asking you, when you were told this, Relli was telling you that this dispute between he and Rocky had resulted in 20 to 30 missed calls between him, which is Relli, Ills, and Rocky. Is that right?
He's telling me that.
Yes. And he's also telling you he's staying at the Lowe's, and he tells you that he finally answers because he's sleeping. Is that right?
He's telling me that.
Now, you said you've been watching this trial, correct?
Correct.
When did you find out you were going to be a witness in this case?
Just recently.
Well, a couple of days ago, correct?
Correct.
And you continue to watch the trial, is that correct?
Correct.
Didn't the defense tell you, hey, listen, you're going to be a witness in this case? You should not be watching the trial?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. Sustained.
For what grounds, Your Honor?
It's irrelevant. Just ask another question.
When you were watching the trial, you were hearing and listening what witnesses were saying about this case, is that correct?
Yes.
So as you sit here, you know everything that's taken place up to this time in this trial, is that right?
No, I didn't watch every minute of every hour of the case.
Well, you certainly know overall what has been transpiring in this case, correct?
Not overall.
Do you know
If I miss some days, how was that overall?
Do you know what the defense is in this case?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Are you aware that the defense is claiming that it was a prop gun that was used by ASAP Rocky.
Objection.
What's the grounds?
It's not relevant what Mr. Sajimi is aware of as it relates to the defense.
Have you ever seen Rocky with prop gun?
Objection.
Overruled.
You ever seen a prop gun?
No.
And would you agree, I'm just going to ask you, but would you agree that in the world that you're involved in the entertainment world, in the rap world, if somebody is a concern about violence or a home invasion robbery, are you aware in your experience of anybody ever carrying a prop gun to deter that kind of conduct?
Objection. Speculation.
I'm asking if he's aware. No speculation, Your Honor. Okay.
It's asking him to speculate. So,
I'm not in the entertainment world.
No, you don't have to. He said he's not in the rap world. Ask another question.
We can continue, Glenn.
I answered it. He's like, where you at? With a slick voice. I'm like, huh? Where you at? Nigga, I'm at the W. I'm not really at the Lowe's. You feel me? And we know how you Boulevard. It all look the same. You're like, no, you're not. Nigga, that's a bum-ass hotel. I'm like, huh? He said, show me outside. Okay. All of it look the same. I'll show him outside. But he does. I'll be in 5 minutes. I'm like, alright. My girl like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, I don't know. He calls me. Else calls me. I got all these text messages. But these niggas isn't done. You and a couple only people heard this story. Rocky out here thinking it's all sweet, but his life is really, and bro, that's what I wanted to ask you, bro. Like, why really though? You feel me? Why take it to you know the guys? You feel me? Who, me? Yeah, him though. How the boys? Why wouldn't I, bro? He's a multi-millionaire. He blamed at me. I'm no longer on his level. Everybody turned on me. Everybody, bro. Rocky had everybody turn on me.
What did you mean when you said, why take it to, you know, the guys? What did that mean?
The police, I wanted to have them find a resolution outside of legal or police.
Well, would you agree that if Rocky shot him and hit him, isn't that a police matter?
Sure, yes.
Well, so why then are you saying, you know what, why are you taking it to the guys?
I think I just answered that.
So have you already decided what side you're on?
No, but I think when you're trying to mitigate a situation, the best solution is not all of this.
You used an interesting, you just said mitigate. Before you said mediate.
Mediate, I'm sorry.
Well, let's back up. You were trying to mitigate this situation for your buddy.
I spoke wrong. I was trying to mediate.
Let me ask my question. Who used the word mitigate?
I did, and I was wrong.
Motion to strike everything after I did as non-responsive.
Sustained.
You would agree that in using that term, that could certainly, if you could convince Relli to not cooperate with the police or authorities, that could mitigate the situation for your friend ASAP Rocky, correct?
I was trying to mediate the situation.
How exactly were you trying to mediate the situation to help Relli?
Really just hear him out.
Hear him out on a tape call that you could then call your buddy ASAP Rocky about, is that right?
Mediating the situation to me was hearing him, his frustration.
Hearing his frustration, your friend, so you could report it to the true person that you had interest in protecting, correct?
I think it was right to show the other person or show both sides when you're talking both sides. So, yeah.
How many of your calls with Rocky did you make?
None, we didn't talk on the phone. Never talked on the phone.
Go ahead, continue, play.
Yes. I'm just gonna reopen it, I'll get right back to that. Thank you.
I'll ask some other questions in the meantime, so we don't waste any time.
Everybody turned on me. Everybody, bro. Rocky had everybody turned on me that day. Plus, what the fuck am I doing? Spin on his block and go shoot him up? What was my cripple at? Because he's a multi-million, bro. I'm not having nobody shoot at me when I'm taking it on the chin. And two, I'm not about to spin on Rocky's block. I'm already a millionaire, nigga. You get what I'm saying? So.
At this point, Relli was telling you that Rocky had shot at him, correct? What you just heard.
I don't know what he meant exactly with why wouldn't I, bro? He's a multi-millionaire. Go ahead at me. No longer level.
Where he says, or do I cripple him because he's a multimillionaire, bro? I'm not having nobody shoot at me. You didn't understand that to me? He was saying that Rocky shot at him?
That's what he meant. I can't decipher what he meant, right?
You cannot decipher what he meant by, I'm not having nobody shoot at me. You can't decipher that.
Just stay. The words speak for themselves. Again, you can comment on them in final argument, or Mr. Zlomek, whoever does the final argument, as can Mr. Tarantino. The words are there. Both of you can put whatever inference you want. Go on to the next question.
You ignorant black nigga. How many of these niggas ever think how to get money, how to do this? Do you watch do that? Do you have a foundation for black people? Do you have a foundation for anybody? No, this nigga's greedy. You get what I'm saying? So I can't stay here and be like, oh, how you meet somebody like that, bro? You take away what they have, dogs. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not doing it on some like this, that, and third, on some holy shit. I would have had a guy warrior. The same day, because he went down me 4 or 5 times. I had to use ills as a shield or I'd be dead.
Did Relli tell you that he had to use bills as a shield or I'd be dead?
He said that.
Keep playing.
Really trying to, like, you feel me? Not trying to end slash and shit with some paper or something, but what, you know, like. Bro, it's too late. He told me to suck a dick. Boom, boom, boom. I hit a John the same day. Bro, that's all I had. We had nothing but time. Bro, I went ahead and got the best lawyer in LA and went about my business. You feel me? He told John to stop contacting me. I sent him the pictures of the bullets, sent him the text messages of him, letting him know how serious this is. You know what he said? Nigga, fuck you. I feel, bro. So what am I supposed to do? I accept it.
So, Relli is telling you that the defendant shot at him and then basically told him, F you, I'm not giving you anything. And your response is, he says, you feel me, and you say, yeah. What was the point of your response?
I'm consulting through a mediation, so.
So, you're consulting through a mediation. Can you explain what you mean by that, please?
I'm mediating the situation, so I'm hearing him out.
Isn't it true that what you're doing is you are trying to make Relli think that you are on his side, while at the same time you are taping him and then immediately contacting the man he is saying shot at him, who is actually your closer friend. Isn't that correct?
No, I'm mediating the situation, so.
Keep playing. So, you also say, this is on, you got it in front of you, you say, you've got to try to squash this shit, get some paper or something, or what? You know, like, you see that? That's on page 8, lines 7 through 9?
Yes.
You're telling him, when you mean get some paper, you're telling him you got to get some money from the defendant, correct?
I'm really just giving him options to mediate the situation so there's a resolution.
Right, and the option you're giving him is you're basically telling him he can go get money from the defendant. That's what that means, correct?
No.
What does it mean when you're saying to go get paper. What does that mean?
I'm giving him options, right? Not just one option of what you're saying.
So listen to me. I didn't ask you how many options you're giving me. Listen to my question.
You said, what does this mean?
What
From
does it-
line- Let me finish, right?
Sure.
So what does this mean from line 6 to 9?
No, let me be
That's
real
what you
clear.
asked, right?
No, this is what I asked you.
All
Are
right.
you ready? What does it mean when you said, get some paper or something? What does that mean?
It can be money.
What's that?
I said it can be money.
Wait, it can mean money or it did mean money?
It can.
What did it mean when you said it?
I said it can mean money.
Listen to my question. Are you the one that said that?
Yeah.
When you said it, did it mean money?
Yeah.
You were telling him you can get some money from Rocky. That's where you're saying you're trying to mediate, correct?
No.
No?
I'm giving options to mediate the situation.
Sir, one of those options is, you're telling him an option would be get some paper or something, correct?
Correct.
Now let me ask you, up until this time in the conversation, has Relli mentioned that he is going to try to be getting a bunch of money from the defendant?
I'm not sure.
Well, would you agree that it looks like you're the person suggesting that he go get some money? We just get some paper, correct?
Given an option within the mediation.
And that's coming from you, correct?
Correct.
And you're aware that's exactly what he did, correct?
I believe so.
Well, you believe so. You're aware. You said you taped him. He went and got a lawyer, and he ended up suing the defendant for money. Is that right?
I believe so.
Okay, move on.
Keep playing.
Niggas shooting at me 4 or 5 times where I almost died, or shooting this man. Now, coming when suing, of course, the severity of the case, he tried to kill me. So that's when that's when he got to agree. You feel me?
I feel ain't no way niggas could swat, like, you feel me? No paper, no nothing, Rose, like, you feel me? Like,
bro, he's 33 years old. He got other men talking for him. He know what he did. You get what I'm saying? He got more than enough time. This shit happened 7 months later. He wasn't trying to reach out to me. He's still gonna reach out to me.
I feel with the legal shit important out, bro, you know, so.
That's on him. I didn't want to go about that way.
When he said on the top of page 9, he says, now, coming with suing the court, the severity of the case, he tried to kill me. He was referring to the incident with Rocky, correct? That's how you took it, is that right?
Objection to what he interpreted, brother. Saying this again is not relevant.
Is that correct?
Can you repeat the question?
So he is saying the severity of this case, and he says, now coming with suing, of course, the severity of the case, he tried to kill me. So that's where he's going to. That's why he got a read. You feel me, and you say, yeah, I feel. Ain't no way ends good like you feel me. No paper, no nothing, Rosie. You're saying at that point, he's telling you he tried to kill me, and you're telling him, hey, get some money, correct? As an option.
Trying to mediate the situation, yes.
That's not the question I asked you. Are you telling him to get some money as an option?
Not directly.
So what does it mean? What is indirect about you mentioning get some paper?
I think it's the way we talk. You really wouldn't understand, but there's a way we talk that puts out options, right? So, yeah.
So you're saying you've indicated that paper is money, and you've admitted that you're telling him to go get some paper, and now you're telling me apparently I can't understand the way you talk and mean something differently?
You're just highlighting the word paper.
No, you said the word get some paper.
You're highlighting the word paper, but if you look around it, there's certain ways we talk that I'm giving off different options to mediate the situation.
So you're basically saying that in order for anybody to understand this conversation, we gotta ask you to interpret, correct?
No, not necessarily, no.
Well, if you're saying that we can't understand the plain words you're giving, and you're further saying that you understand it and we don't, then it would seem that the only way we could understand would be to ask you to explain it, correct?
No, if I said the dog was red, you can understand the dog is red. With certain terminology in the way we talk, you wouldn't understand it.
I just want to be clear.
You've accomplished what you meant to accomplish. Push the play button.
I got a lawyer. When you get a lawyer, that has nothing to do with boys. And Jabari, his friend, he might as well thank him for him not being late in the field. Because but those are allegations, you feel me? He got enough, and you're part of the PR team. He would have had enough people to block that if Jabari didn't say nothing, bro. Those are allegations. Jabari made it official.
Yeah, so what's the next one?
Jabari's getting sued too. Jabari's getting sued for defamation as a character.
Cause everybody look bad, bro. You know, I'm just trying to.
He looked bad. He did that, bro. I didn't call you. I didn't have a gun. He left this in Hollywood house. Why everybody saying everybody look bad? Why everybody point the finger? Because when I take, bro, I got Hollywood. I got so many people.
Niggas look together, bro. Niggas look together, bro.
Niggas hanging. He's in a mansion.
I feel
Nigga, I pay my way around him every single time.
Did Relli ever tell you during any conversation that he had any gun or any weapon during this incident?
Not sure, no.
Not sure or no, which is it?
Relli himself?
Did Relli ever tell you during any conversation that during this incident in November 2021 with the defendant that he, Relli, had a gun or any kind of weapon?
No, he never mentioned that.
In fact, he said, made very clear he didn't have a gun, correct?
Correct.
Did you ever ask the defendant if he had a gun?
No.
Keep playing.
That's him. He uses niggas. He used 12 year ills, nigga. That was the whole joke about the whole shit with Barbie and the whole thing. You get what I'm saying? The nigga asks if Barbie, is he coming to the complex con, nigga? Barbie laughs at him like, nigga, you're not using me. Nigga, the next conversation was about how he got 12 year and ills on a jet or some whole shit.
I feel you. Shit wicked. That shit wicked. You fucking niggas grew up together, man. Like, you feel me? Like,
I made that nigga. Fuck growing up. I made that nigga. Not no 12, not no James. He didn't know James. James popped up at my crib on purple swag. I made that nigga. That's why you feel like that, bro. I've been powerful. I've been that. Jabari never did, bro. I put every last goal in my life.
I just know that niggas are kind of end this shit, you know, by
He could have.
So when you're saying you just want this shit ended, you want bygones to be bygones, you wanted to mitigate this situation, whether the defendant shot him or not, correct?
I'm saying to mediate the situation.
Did you hear what you were just quoted as saying?
Yes, I can read.
Okay, so my question is, when you're saying, I just want all you ends to kind of end this shit, and you know, bygones be bygones, you are saying you do not care what actually happened, you just want the situation to be over, correct?
No, it's not.
So what did you mean by that?
I think I answered this. When you're mediating, you want to come to a resolution, and yeah.
So I'm gonna ask this question again because you're not answering it. These are your
Sustain.
Sir,
Don't editorialize.
Sir, these are your words. So I'm going to read these words, and I'm going to ask you specifically what the words meant. You said, I just want you all ends to kind of end this shit, and you know, bygones be bygones. What did you mean when you said that?
I think I just told you to mediate it and find a resolution between each other.
Okay, move on. Move on.
He's not answering the question. He's not
You just did. Move on.
Ended it when he shot at me. Who ends anything when a nigga shoot at you 4 or 5 times when you gotta grab another member to protect yourself? Called me out my living space. Called me, told me to stop ducking him. He claimed that it's called premeditated, bro. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't give me a chance. He didn't tell me I'm coming to a gun battle. I came to link him to see what the fuck the status was about. He pulls out. He tries to chest bump me. He tries to chest bump me and then pull out a gun for self-defense. He's a pussy boy. And me and Il's just standing in between while he's trying to shoot me. He didn't give me no seconds. Or shit happened like that. And I got it all on camera. You don't want that, like, trust me. He should do it. He did it all on camera, Cam. So the world looking at me because the bar isn't off right now, but in a few seconds, if I wanted to do an HBO or do anything, his whole career is fucked. Everybody's looking at me like the man.
So that's what you, I guess it was the angle in your world that you found.
I'm suing this shit out of here. That was my game, and regardless, I don't give a fuck about no police, nigga. I'm going against a multi-millionaire that's trying to kill me.
So,
You were played a small clip of this by the defense that only had the I'm suing the shit out of him. That was my game regardless. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Would you agree that that clip alone, just by itself, doesn't put the rest of the conversation in context?
Objection to that.
Still no ground, Your Honor. Objection to that.
The objection is, that's an improper question, but that was an impeachment question, what I asked there.
That's not a legal objection. Your Honor, I keep asking you.
If you want, when the defense is asking questions, if you just want to say objection without a legal ground, I can probably infer what the legal ground is. I want to move the case along.
Your Honor, I'm just asking. The court has said they've ordered both sides. We're lawyers.
Right.
I can't respond when he doesn't give a legal ground. When the court makes me an offer that I don't have to state a legal ground, that's not the rule of court. I state a legal ground because I'm a lawyer. He simply says objection.
So what do you suggest?
He give a legal ground, as you told him.
And if he doesn't?
Then the objection is overruled. According to the evidence code and the rules of court. The court knows that. I'm not telling the court anything the court's not aware of. That's all I'm asking, Judge. Just stay ground. And instead we get along.
I heard you.
Okay.
Proceed.
All right.
Besides suing somebody like that, you feel me? Now he got to face the consequences of that because he wanted to be a gangster and run out his crib like that. That has nothing to do with me. You feel me? I did my part. If you look at it on my end, what else am I supposed to do?
like squash that shit in the streets, type shit that has money.
Ain't no street nigga. Bro, what the fuck?
I feel
You know what?
What did you mean when you said, I mean like squash that shit in the streets type shit? What does that mean?
I think that's another cultural thing that you kind of wouldn't understand that we use, where it's really mediating the situation among ourselves.
Your Honor, can you instruct the witness to answer the question? That's not an answer.
Yeah, and refrain from suggesting to Mr. Lewin or anybody else what they would or would not understand. Just answer the question directly. Ask the question.
It's hard to answer someone.
Do your best.
Okay.
Sir, I'm asking you, listen to my question, what you meant, what you said. I'm not asking you to respond that you're mediating. That's not answering the question. I'm not actually asking you to tell me that I wouldn't understand it. You said the words. What did you mean?
Meant to find a resolution.
What specifically does it mean? Squash that shit in the street type shit. What does that mean?
Keep mentioning what it means, and I'm telling you, within our culture, it needs to find a resolution. You wouldn't understand.
He's answered the question and move on.
And the resolution that you've already advised him of is get some paper, get some money, and keep the
I
cops
think I
out.
answered this. I listed different options as well.
What other option did you list, sir, besides get the money? What other options did you list in?
Have a conversation.
Have a conversation. So you're mediating, and your solution is, after the victim has been shot at, your solution is he should either get some money or have a conversation with the defendant. Is that correct? That's your solution?
There's more solutions, but yes.
Well, I'm asking what solution specifically during this call, other than get some money, did you offer to Relli to solve the situation? Maybe one.
I think just to talk. Immediate situation, yeah, just talk.
You're aware that Relli has told you that they went to talk and the defendant pulled a gun on him and then shot at him a couple of minutes later the last time they talked. You're aware of that, correct?
But over time, people's sensitivity and their feelings kind of change, so you can come to a common ground from talk.
So your advice to Relli was, sit down with the defendant, whether he shot you or not, because times change, we need to keep the police out of it, and we need to settle this amongst ourselves. That's pretty much your advice?
Trying to mediate the situation so we can talk.
Okay.
So there's a better resolution than a circus.
Wait, a circus, or you mean a lawsuit where the defendant might suffer adverse consequences? Or a criminal case where he might suffer adverse consequences?
I just mean a resolution.
What do you mean when you just said a circus?
Just really high publicity, public things.
Well, and in fact, you had this conversation in May. That was just a short time after it was publicly revealed. You're aware now, you've been watching the trial, you said, a lot of the trial. You're aware that originally when this case happened in November, that Relli was not identified. But in April of 2022, it went all over the media saying that Relli was the guy involved, calling him a snitch, calling him a rat. You're aware of that now, correct?
Time to move on. Were you aware of that?
I was aware when he told me in May.
All right.
When did he tell you that?
He told me about the situation on the phone call.
Go ahead, Glenn.
Man, look at this. This ain't no street nigga. They got 3 or 4 bodyguards, bro. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. This man running around with, come on. What street shit do he do, bro? This is a street nigga. You already know what would happen. Everybody know what would happen. We're talking about ASAP Rocky, bro. The face of Dior, like, come on, stop it.
I'm just trying to, cause I fuck with you heavy, bro. You know, it's always right every time, nigga, and I fuck with you.
I'm trying to let people know, and the ones who's close by him, this ain't no, he ain't no gangster, bro, this ain't no gangster. If this was a gangster, this would be handled in the streets.
So how niggas
They got 3 or 4 bodyguards with him 24/7.
So like, what's next though, bro? Like niggas go to court, you feel me? Like, why not just
He's finished. He's finished. Why
not just ask for the bag, or
I try to.
I want the court to understand that I will absolutely finish, Your Honor, by 5:30. I will be done. So I'm just asking the court, because I need to ask these questions, I'm asking the court for the same leeway that the defense got with Relli, who was on the stand for 5 days. So I will be done, I promise, by 5:30. So I'm just asking, as I'm asking these questions, that if there's a legitimate objection, it's the same. When the court is asking me to move on with a legitimate objection.
Because there comes a point where it appears to me that you fully explored the issue, and it is time to move on. You are accomplishing what you are intending to accomplish,
Okay.
and there's no reason to keep on that same issue. And again, at the end of the case, when you argue to the jury, when Mr. Tacopina argues to the jury, argue reasonable inferences.
Well, the problem is I need to confront the witness with what I'm saying. So I'll be done by 5:30, Your Honor. So I'm going to know that. You have my word. If I'm not, you can stop me. With no argument, nothing back. So, what did you mean where it says, do you feel me, like, why not squash this shit? What did that mean?
Didn't I answer this? I think it meant to mediate the situation and find a resolution.
It meant to keep this. You then say, right before it, you said, what's next though, bro? Like, ends go to court? You're telling him what's going to happen is this case is going to end up in court, and you're telling him you want to squash it before it gets to court, correct?
I'm asking him what his process was, and he's telling me.
Okay, good.
Bro, you don't ask for the bag because that's extortion, bro.
Hold on. Sorry. Is everybody understand that you don't have a page 16 in your transcription? It's going to be up on the screen? All right, go ahead.
I can make it a little bigger, and we need to.
Can everyone see it or no?
No, can't see it.
Are you able to eliminate the
Yes.
the picture
Yes,
and center it? Can you make it bigger?
I can.
Can everyone see it
How
now?
about that?
Also, it's also right behind, to your right. Your Honor, some jurors, if it's easier for them to see, can they stand and see
Sure, yes.
on, if that's easier?
That one kind of goes in.
All right.
When you got somebody that's shooting at you, you ever look like I'm smart, bro. You gotta understand I'm not no dumb black nigga, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ask for a bag without a lawyer, bro, it's called extortion. You feel me? You're gonna do everything accordingly. Everything accordingly, or it's gonna catch up with you. I feel, bro, that.
And this is right after this call, you called the defendant and told him what it transpired.
I'm trying to think if niggas could like help out.
Correct?
What'd you say?
Right after you finish this call, you call the defendant, you tell him, here's what's going on, here's what Relli said.
Right.
When's the next time you talk to Relli after that?
Didn't we answer that? I think it was August 2022, right?
So what you're saying is now, whenever you call him, you got that tape recorder ready to go, right?
Well, I think you're missing what I'm telling you.
Motion to strike is non-responsive.
Sustain.
Listen to my question. So what you're saying is, the next time you call him, you got that tape recorder ready to go. Is that right?
He called me multiple times and I missed that call him back.
Motion to strike is non-responsive.
Sajimi, what he's asking you is a yes or no question. Gotcha. So go ahead and ask it again.
The next time you call him, in August of 2022, that's the next time you spoke to him, correct?
Correct.
And you had the tape recorder ready to go, correct?
No.
Did you tape him?
Yes.
So you were able, he calls you, I'm sorry, you call him. You made the call, right?
Yes, back.
Motion to strike is non-responsive.
I didn't hear it.
He said back instead of he's answering the
Right
question.
back.
Well,
It doesn't
the
go.
whole answer is non-responsive. It calls for yes or no.
Did you call him back?
Yes.
And when you called him back, you immediately were recording what he was saying, correct?
Yes.
All right, let's play the next call, please.
All right, I'm going to ask to mark the transcript for the first part of the August 16, 2022 call as equals 30.
Which is the first part? Because there's two August 16th transcripts.
The first part is the audio file is IMG_07942. So it ends with a 2.
That's the first,
That's the first
part?
And so the transcript for that audio clip will be
30.
30. And I have copies for the jurors I'll pass out. The staples aren't totally flat, so don't poke yourself on them. Everyone ready?
Anybody have a transcript?
Yo, shit, nigga. Come on, shit, man. Where you at? Crib now. What you want? Shit, man. I just hopped on the computer and shit. I was gonna submit them links and shit. You know what links you want to do, or you want me to take them shits? Yeah, it's shit time. Just pop me the one from the Rolling Stone, all those other publications. Just pick the top ones, probably right, like TMZ, Rolling Stone shit. Alright. And then when I get it, you know, I'm gonna start. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna just try to get that shit to me, for me. Cause you got, it's a lot. Yo, what's your overall thoughts on this shit, though? Like, coming from that, like, from the Rock
talking to you, bro. So like, real talk, like.
So on page 2, you start off by telling him, you suggest right off the top that you're going to submit those links. Those are links to the media stuff that you and Relli talked about, correct?
Correct.
So you're telling him you're going to get his story out into the media, is that right?
Yes, that's what he wanted.
But in actuality, while you're doing this, you're taping him, and after this call, you're going to tell the defendant exactly what he told you, is that right?
Correct.
And in fact, on page 3, you straight lie to him, and you say, bro, like you feel me, because ends don't even know I'd be talking to you, bro. You're saying the defendant doesn't know that you're talking to him, correct?
Niggas doesn't mean the defendant. Niggas can mean people. Friends.
Listen to me, I'm not asking you what it can mean. I'm saying what it meant here is you are
I'm
making...
telling you that.
I'm not asking for any education.
Ask him what he meant by it.
What I believe you meant by it, sir, was you are telling him that Rocky does not know that he's talking to you, correct?
I think I just answered that, where niggas, another cultural thing,
Won't you
means
strike as
people,
non-responsive?
doesn't mean the defendant.
Just a minute.
Listen to my question. Isn't it true that by saying, in this time, during this conversation, not in general, when you say, bro, like you feel me, because ends don't even know I be talking to you, bro, you are saying to him that the defendant does not know that you are talking to him.
No, and there's also a plural there, so defendant is singular.
And right after that, you literally say, so like real talk, like I'm even trying to play both sides. That is referring to Relli and the defendant, correct?
I think I just answered where niggas to me in this.
Motion to strike is non-responsive. Please instruct the juror to answer the question being asked, or you won't go home today.
You mean the witness?
The witness, excuse me, yes, Your Honor. I'm being as patient as I can, but I want my question
It's
answered.
very important that if he asks you a yes or no question, that you ask yes or no, and don't volunteer it.
Sometimes do not answer.
I understand that.
So I try to give my...
Well, what he's asking is a yes or no.
Can you ask again?
Isn't it true that when you said, bro, like you feel me, because ends don't even know I be talking to you, bro, so like real talk, like I ain't even trying to play both sides, you are saying to him that the defendant does not know that you are talking to Relli?
No. Just told you.
And that's not what it meant. So you're saying, no, that's not what it meant.
No, because
Objection, ask and answer.
I literally just told you.
Stop. The objection sustained. Then ask him what he did mean.
So I want to ask you what you meant specifically by that comment, and I'm not asking for a general statement about mediation. What did you specifically mean by those words in that comment?
People, friends, niggas with an S is plural didn't mean the singular to the defendant.
So what did it mean when immediately after that you say, I ain't even trying to play both sides? What side are you talking about?
Which line are you saying so I can read?
It's directly after what I just read to you, page 3.
Yeah.
Lines 8, and it goes through 12.
Yeah, that line doesn't have to do with the first one, right? It's just me saying within the mediation, I'm not trying to take both sides.
And by both sides, you mean the defendant and Terell, correct? Those are the two sides.
Correct.
So when you are saying, I ain't even trying to take both sides, right after saying that basically ends don't even know that I'm talking to you, bro, you are saying the defendant does not know that I'm talking to you, and I'm not trying to take sides.
Objection, ask and answer, sustained.
Go ahead, keep going.
I ain't even trying to play both sides. I'm just a genuine nigga that means all, you feel me? So like, I honestly think it's just niggas' names. You feel me? Like, it don't even matter. Like, real shit, it don't even matter how, like, what went on. It's like, really what the...
See, I'm not even looking at it like a person's name. I'm looking at the circumstances. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cause I'm still not understand. I even still try to reach out to his peoples, to John and all of that. Like I could have went straight to the boys and did all that extra shit in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, really, bro.
I just think that his fame and his legacy, and how my lawyers.
What was just played, where Terell told you that he didn't even reach out to the boys originally, you agree, he's telling you that he didn't reach out to the police originally.
Can you start referring me to the line so I can read what you're reading?
Sure.
And follow you? Thanks.
Sure.
Your Honor, objection lacks foundation, speculation, lacks personal knowledge. He can't speak to what the witness, what the other witness
Well,
conversation means.
Mr. Sajimi just asked to be referred to a line, so do that, Mr. Green. Which line are you referring to?
One moment, Your Honor.
And on page 4?
1 second, Your Honor.
Lines 2 through 5, Your Honor. With respect to the objection, the witness has repeatedly stated that I can't understand what exactly he means in these conversations. So I have to ask him because he refuses to acknowledge the plain words.
You're entitled to ask.
So what did you mean by that?
Well, that's Terell Ephron.
Isn't it true that what Terell was telling you was that he tried to keep the police out of it and handle it without their involvement?
Your Honor, again, objection, same objection, speculation, lack of foundation. He can't speak to what's in the...
That's what he said. Can't tell you what he meant.
But the way you took that is he's telling you, hey, I could have went straight to the boys. That means I could have went straight to the police, correct?
Yeah.
Okay? But he says he did all that extra shit from the beginning. So he's telling you, I could have done that, but I didn't. That's what he's saying, correct?
That's what he said.
Okay.
I'm really sorry, Your Honor. I think it's close to where we paused.
It froze again?
And his legacy, and how my lawyers were saying, it's the fact that it's my skin color. People thinking that I'm supposed to be at a certain, which is crash, people expect black people to be crash test dummies. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel it.
Oh, you a hood nigga. Oh, you supposed to be like this. What?
Yeah, what you thinking? I think niggas should just resolve that shit peacefully, quietly, you feel me? And just my God.
That's what I tried. I tried. He didn't even reach out to me or nothing. This is nothing. He's still thinking that this shit is a joke. He's gonna find out when he go to preliminary hearing, and that's when his people are gonna try to reach out because they're gonna realize how bad this shit is.
How much money you looking for? What you feel me?
It's not how much I'm looking for, it's what I'm suing for, what stands in the bracket for what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it comes with a lot. It comes with a lot of different reasons. It's 4 different lawsuits.
I feel what you thinking. How you thinking that shit look though? You feel me?
What you mean?
Just from the perspective of just outside looking in. You feel me?
I feel good because I know who it is. I know he never looked down to nobody. He really not who people think they when the smoke clears. He's not that person. You get what I'm saying? So if he would have did, you gotta understand. I knew Rocky before anybody. He knew my brother died. He knew I was fucked up. He knew Tom Beats was fucked up. He knew a lot of people. He knew everybody's situation. This man is Mr. 6 months. You get what I'm saying? He come some shit. And then guess what? You don't see Rocky for another 6 months. He got new bodyguards. He in new set situations. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he robbed people to sleep so much to how can you even feel sympathy? You get what I'm saying? Because when do I get my sympathy? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Why you don't just take like a couple M's and chill? You feel me? Like,
it's not to me. That's not the way how it goes. When you do a lawsuit, I try to do it that way. You see what he said when I sent you that? What you call it?
yeah, I feel. But how about now? You feel me? How about now, though? You feel me?
It's too late. Like, it's too late. My lawsuit is still in already with the, like,
The niggas
when I went to the lawyers filed, gave the police the evidence, but you can't sue somebody with circumstances like that without criminal actions because it's such a heinous crime.
So there's no way you could like withdraw the lawsuit type of shit and then, you know, or just settle type of shit, you feel me?
No, he would settle, and then that means that I wouldn't go to court or wouldn't do anything, and he have to go against the state, and it would be way less.
Yeah, man.
So that's attempt murder. That's not like me and you chilling together. We had an argument, and then a fight broke out, and the gun came out. He purposely knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
When you purposely know what you're doing, that's a whole different ballgame. You get what I'm saying? And I'm still feel sympathetic for this man because I know him. I know what he's about to endure. But he told me, fuck off, go to the police. He told me this type of shit. If I was to put that out, when I sent you, if I was to put that out to the world, bro, they would laugh at him. I'm not the toughest nigga in the world. I don't know too many gangster niggas that's gonna come at Rocky. He's a millionaire, bro. That shit can come from anywhere. He decided to fire on me. That was the worst thing ever. He should have had somebody who did that because when you do that, that means not only are you jeopardizing your career, you're jeopardizing yourself and everybody you're around. So you gotta take that threat out. Because that's the only way I would think.
Yeah, man.
Like, who gets caught after somebody firing on you 5 times, bro? Nobody.
Yeah, even if niggas like settle, you feel me? Like,
Then
none of that shit come out.
None of that could come out then because I can put it up, but then that's what I'm signing the NDA for, and that's what my lawsuit takes in place. You get what I'm saying?
So why don't niggas just do that? Like, if you gonna be trying to
He's waiting to go to the hearing because he don't know. Rocky don't even know the shit I sent you like that.
I mean, I would probably talk to him and shit and figure out, you know, like, some...
I don't even want to know the message relayed like that because he had over a year to reach out to me, bro. I'm not the hardest person to reach. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He chose to do that. Like, when you see what I just sent you the other day, how he reacted off of me hitting up John to try to figure out what we're going to do here before I even get up a lawyer or anything. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he don't want to hear nothing from nobody, bro. Like, like, some people is like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, to the shit.
And then I don't want to jeopardize what you have going on, anything that you spoke to me. Like, don't even put yourself involved in this shit, bro. Plus, a lot of people start looking at you funny, and I don't need you feeling like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it just trickled down at everyone, you feel me? Like, even if you didn't do it, you feel me?
Your Honor, I'd ask you to mark the second portion of this call, the transcript as People's 31.
All right, this is what's, the audio is IMG0794.
This is roughly, yes.
4 minutes, I believe. All right, so the last transcript is 31.
And it is a much shorter call. That was part 2. This one's 07942. This one's 079. Oh, yeah. Yes.
This is part of the August 16th call?
Yes. I think it's, as he said, the end of the call, because he had to cut it up.
sir.
I'm trying to think of niggas to like help out and like try to talk to the nigga. You told me to like, bro, he's not even a talkable person, bro. I'm gonna be honest, especially with this type of state of mind. He got 2 more days till you go to court. I mean, well, I could probably talk to him and shit and figure out, you know, like some. I don't even want to know message with Lay like that because he had more than bro. I had over a year to reach out to me, bro. I'm not the hardest person to reach. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. He chose to do that. Like, and you see what I just sent you the other day, how he reacted off of me hitting up John to try to figure out what we're going to do here before I even get up a lawyer or anything. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he don't want to hear nothing from nobody, bro. And so like, some people is like that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, to the shit. And I don't want to jeopardize what you have going on, him thinking that you spoke to me. Like, don't even put yourself involved in this shit, bro. Plus, a lot of people start looking at you funny, and I don't need you feeling like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it just trickled down to everyone, you feel me? Like, even if you feel me? Like, everybody's career who worked for him. You feel me? So everybody who worked for him, but he did that because he's stingy, bro. I can't not do what I'm doing and think about everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta worry about myself and worry about what the fuck happened to me. He wasn't thinking about nobody. Everybody's thinking like that, but then when it comes out, the niggas are gonna really start hating him because, bro, why would you do that? Why would you put yourself out there to do something like that where it's unforgivable, bro? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, say something like, it was a fight, you punch me, I could sue you, you don't go to jail, bro, you fired on me. Man, niggas not trying to go to jail, that's what I'm saying. Like, niggas gonna find some resolution, but they thinking about how much you gonna get and shit, you don't even know. I already know. I'm getting 30 M's. Yeah. That's crazy, son. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm getting 30 M's. That's why I'm not like, you tell me I'm a smart nigga, bro. I was gonna say, but what the cops gonna say, you feel me? Because niggas are trying to go to jail type shit. Like, he's gonna have to deal with that and his political ties and everything else. Because once I walk away, when I get my cash, the case gets way weaker. It's just like a domestic violence case. If you was to hit your bitch and your bitch was to keep on going through with the situation, you go down. But if you're not there, then you're going against the state and it's way weaker. But at the court shit, what's going on at court? You feel me? Like isn't that just against the state type of shit? If I'm not there, if he pays me out through my lawsuit, I'll walk away. And then it's going to be behind me because I'm on another highway just relaxing. You get what I'm saying? They're going to be scrambling to find me because now they have to go against Rocky, the state. And here they have evidence in this and that, but it's not going to be the same when you present it to a jury and you don't have a complaining witness. You get what I'm saying? So now they're going to have to offer him a deal.
You repeatedly, during this conversation, kept going back to saying things like, and could drop the shit, meaning the lawsuit, correct?
Yes, and given how options to mediate the situation.
Would you agree that with what I just played to you, there are approximately 10 different times where you suggest to Relli that he could drop this shit, drop the lawsuit? Would you agree?
It was an option to mediate the situation, right?
Would you agree that in what I just played you a moment ago, this is on page 4 of the last transcript, he says, like, this ain't something like it was a fight and punching you. I could sue you. You're going to jail, bro. You're fired on me. And you respond, yeah. Ends not trying to go to jail, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, ends could find some resolution. You are saying to him that ASAP Rocky doesn't want to go to jail, and you are saying you want to find a resolution that involves money, correct?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I'm saying when people are charged with things, if they're not guilty, or if they're guilty, sometimes the repercussion is jail. And let me finish. And I personally don't like seeing people go to jail. So,
Do you have a problem with people going to jail if they shoot at somebody?
no.
You don't want them going to jail even for that, correct?
No, if you're guilty of a crime, you should go to jail within the justice system, right?
So your position is, I just want to be clear because you said both. Your position is that if ASAP Rocky is guilty, if he did this, then he should be convicted.
Objection.
He's already said in his,
Irrelevant.
he said previously that he did not want anybody convicted of any crime where they went to jail. This goes to that was the first 5 minutes of his examination. I didn't clarify. So this goes to his bias and
Stop. Read the question back. Kathy, give it down.
Which question?
The last one.
can I just re-ask? Make it faster?
Yes, definitely.
Isn't it true that whether he committed this crime or not, you do not want him to be convicted?
Objection.
Let's go to fire.
I think I answered this. If you're committed of a crime, there's repercussions, guilty and not guilty.
You're not answering the question.
Listen to my question.
Okay.
If he committed this crime, isn't it true that even if that's correct, even if he committed the crime, you do not want him to be convicted?
If he committed a crime, then he should be convicted.
And you're saying that's what you want. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. You said that you were here to mediate, right?
I think I said it 10 times now.
Yeah. And mediate means you talk to both sides, right?
Yes.
So when you tried to mediate with Terell on May 12th, and then you called the defendant, tell me about the conversation you had with him where you were mediating.
Who's him?
Rocky. Tell me about that conversation.
It's argumentative, and he's yelling at me.
Oh, no.
Well, the conversation is I'm hearing his side.
And what was his side? What did he say?
He really just said it was really just an argument, and they felt differences between situations.
He admitted to you that he had shot at Relli, correct?
Incorrect.
Did he ever tell you during that conversation, hey, listen, it was a prop gun? Did he ever say that?
No.
Well, if you're trying to mediate and you're trying to figure out a resolution and you've talked to one party and you've heard what they have to say, then don't you have to go back to ASAP Rocky and say, hey, listen, Relli is saying you shot him. Did you not say that to him?
Mediating sometimes is hearing both sides and giving some options.
So what was the side he gave you for what happened? What did Rocky tell you happened?
I just told you.
No, I want to know specifically, what exactly did he say happened?
Excuse me, objection. Is there a reason he's yelling at the witness?
What exactly did he tell you happened?
I don't recall the specifics. I just told you the general overview.
You don't recall the specifics of whether ASAP Rocky told you whether he shot the defendant or not? The victim or not? You don't recall that?
No.
Yes, answer.
What? So he might have told you that he shot the victim, you just don't remember. Is that correct?
Incorrect.
Well, so you just said you don't remember. Now you're saying, no, he didn't tell me that he shot him. So if you don't remember, how do you know that's not what he said?
Well, I don't want to be wrong.
Well, so that's what I just told you. Fair question. As you sit here, sir, you said you were trying to mediate this dispute between Rocky and Relli. You talked to Relli, and Relli gave you a lengthy version of what happened on that November night, correct?
Correct.
So my question to you is, if you're going to mediate, you have to have asked Rocky what happened, correct?
Correct.
So what you're saying is, I asked him what happened, but I don't remember what he said, correct?
Correct. I said I don't remember the details.
And let me ask you, if he would have told you, hey, I shot him with a prop gun, you would sure as heck remember that, wouldn't you?
Not necessarily.
So you would not remember if ASAP Rocky was saying, hey, everything Relli said is not true, I shot him with a prop gun.
I don't recall specifics.
So as you sit here, you would agree that you understand, as I'm asking this question, that if you admit that ASAP Rocky either told you he shot Relli or admitted that it wasn't a prop gun, you understand that will be very bad for him.
Objection to relevancy.
Well-
What this witness understands is bad for Rocky, Your Honor? You can let that question go.
That's
No
not.
speaking objections.
Oh, okay.
The question,
Read that question back, Your Honor.
the question goes to bias. Bias
That's
is...
not about bias.
What's that?
That's not about bias. Listen to the question. It's asking for his opinion of what happens to him.
Your Honor, this is the long speaking objection.
The question is designed to elicit an answer, and the answer could go to bias and interest in the result of the trial.
Your question, you run back, please.
Yes.
So as you sit here, you would agree that you understand, as I'm asking this question, that if you admit that ASAP Rocky either told you he shot Relli or admitted that it wasn't a prop gun, you understand that will be very bad for you.
It's a fair question.
Yes, I understand.
Is it still your testimony that as you sit here, that you have testified as an unbiased witness? Is that your testimony?
Yes.
You said that you don't recall specifically what ASAP Rocky told you during this mediation, correct?
Correct.
Let me ask you something. Do you believe, as you sit here, whether it's true or not, do you believe that it is reasonable that you can have a mediation with ASAP Rocky about what happened during this incident and you have no memory of what he told you? Does that sound reasonable to you?
Yes.
That sounds reasonable.
Yes.
Nothing further.
Was this a formal mediation, sir? Were you a mediator?
This is leading, this is direct examination.
Was this a formal, you just asked a million questions about this mediation. Were you performing a formal mediation?
No.
Okay. Now, let's get back to something. Sir, you were brought in here by the defense to authenticate 2 tapes, nothing more.
Objection, this is leading.
Sustained. Sustained.
Why were you brought in here by the defense?
To
That's going to call
verify.
for speculation.
Overruled.
To verify.
Overruled.
To verify audio that was said by the victim that wasn't me or him.
Okay. That you heard Mr. Ephron say was fake?
Correct.
That's
Yes.
why you brought here?
Yes.
You were cross-examined for 2+ hours.
Objection, that's already been
Sustained. Sustained.
So all those questions that you just asked for, how many minutes it was, sir?
Objection, argumentative question can't be considered.
The question hasn't been asked. The question hasn't been asked yet. It's premature.
Okay?
All the questions you were just asked by Mr. Liu, did he once ask you,
Objection, argumentative.
did he ask the question?
You've got to let him finish the question.
Your Honor.
You've got to let him finish the question.
You're right.
No, don't talk to each other.
Here's the question. Did Mr. Lewin asked you once if you fabricated those tapes, like Mr. Ephron swore to the jury?
Objection.
No.
Objection, it's irrelevant, it's also outside the scope.
Overruled.
No, he never asked me.
Never asked you that. There's 2 things, by the way, on these transcripts that were played that I would like to just ask you about. I'm not going to replay them because I want to get you out of here in 5 minutes, okay? On page 7 of the transcript prepared by the district attorney, which was the May 12, 2022 transcript. If you find that, let me know, sir. And also pass it down. So you have one second to that. It's the May 20.
May 12, 2022, page 7,
Yes, sir. On the top,
line
226.
what does it say?
Where Mr. Ephron says, and this was played right for you and the jury, whether I cripple him because he's a multimillionaire, bro. I'm not having nobody shoot at me where I'm taking it on the chin. And two, I'm not about to spin on Rocky's block. I'm already a millionaire. And then you say N-word. See that?
Yes.
Okay. So there he's telling you he's a millionaire.
Yes.
Mr. Ephron. Are you aware that he testified in this courtroom that what he told you was not true there?
Objection, relevance, it's also improper.
Sustained. Sustained.
On page 13 of the August 16, 2022 transcript, and it's the 974-2, like this. 974-2, so August 16, 2022.
Which page were you at?
Page 13. Again, so this was played for you in the jury, I'm just going to not play it again, but I'm just going to read it. The top attribution from Mr. Ephron, lines 2 through 6. Mr. Ephron said to you in this recorded call, he chose to do that, like, and you've seen what I just sent you the other day, how he reacted off of me hitting up John to try and figure out what we're going to do here before I even hit up the lawyer or anything. Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
And who do you understand John to be?
Rocky's old manager.
Okay. And he's saying here he hit up John before he even hit up a lawyer, right?
Yes.
Okay. The first question I asked you, one of the snippets I played to you earlier, and it was played again by the district attorney, and don't worry about the transcript, is that Mr. Ephron said to you, you heard in this courtroom, both when I was asking you questions and Mr. Lubin, you know what I'm saying? You asked for a bag without a lawyer, bro, it's called extortion. Remember that?
Yes.
When Mr. Ephron said to you, and you just heard it, I'm gonna get 30 M's, the DA won't find me, I'll be relaxing on an island. Were those words fake, or was that Mr. Ephron?
That was Mr. Ephron.
You didn't put those words in his mouth?
No.
This is outside the scope of cross. I never asked about any actual whether the words were real or not.
All right.
It's outside the scope. Motion's over.
He's not going to be able to come back for any more questioning.
And are you
Whether it's outside the scope or not, it's a fair question.
Are you sure, sir? You didn't come here to authenticate these tapes. You can get 2 business class tickets for 13-hour flights over a 30-hour period.
Objection,
From Paris.
leading and argument.
No, right.
It's leading.
It is. It's leading.
Why did you come here again, sir?
To verify lies that were told in my name. And
Why?
Because audio was played to the victim and he was saying they were fake. So I wanted to confirm that they were real.
Thank you.
All right. No.
I have 2 questions, Your Honor.
2?
Yes.
Okay, what's question number 1?
I need
Question
to
number
say
1
my
is?
questions in that. Question number 1 is going to be, in answering the questions that you were just asked, does any of the questions, do they change what happened on the night of November 6th?
Objection is no purpose.
The answer is obviously no.
Well, Your Honor,
Nothing is.
when you say it's obviously no, it doesn't mean
The question goes without asking, without saying. It can't change what happened in the past. Ask question number 2. It's an irrelevant question.
One moment, Your Honor. As you sit here on that witness stand, answering questions, isn't it true that with every question you've been asked, you have been thinking, how is my answer going to impact whether or not that man is convicted?
Yes or no?
No.
All right, folks, thank you again for staying over. We'll resume tomorrow at 10:30. Please don't discuss the case amongst yourselves or anybody else, and we will see you tomorrow.